Thanks for checking out the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to see me play your deck, hang out with me in the amazing BoshNRoll community in Discord, access to my lists and sideboard guides before tournaments, book an individual coaching session, or just generally want to support what's going on here, check out the Patreon and YouTube membership options. For the finest Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, use code BoshNRoll for 10% off your order at coalesceapparel.shop. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. If you want to play what I'm playing, use my affiliate link to support the channel while you shop for cards at tcgplayer.com and play any deck anytime on Magic Online with a cardhoarder.com loan account. Thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back once again to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Legacy at the request of Patreon subscriber and Discord mod, King of the Depths. King of the Depths, thank you for all the work you do in the Discord. I appreciate you. And I appreciate you keep sending me these dope decks to play. This is Delvereanimator, and the name explains the deck. It's Delver, and it's Reanimator. Okay, let's break this down a little bit. This isn't a traditional Delver deck, in that it doesn't really have reach or a way to push forward on aggressive creatures. It really only has the one Delver. It has Daze, Wasteland, Ponder, Brainstorm, Force of Will, all those things you'd expect. But after that, we're just in a totally different universe. And then the deck becomes kind of mid-range, where we have this suite of 4-drop black creatures in Sheoldred and Grief. And then after board, we also get Opposition Agent and Tarok Dreadcantor in that spot. Kind of demure mid-range there. But then also, we have Dark Ritual, which is not a card that's generally included in slow decks, with Entomb, Reanimate, and 1 Archon of Cruelty, 1 Grizzlebrand. This is kind of a shell game where you come in with the Delver, your opponent prioritizes Delver-related things, they get like Swords of Plowshares or whatever, they answer your Delver, they shuffle away their Force of Wills with a Brainstorm because they don't need that for the Delver matchup, and then, surprise, Entomb, Reanimate, you're dead. Or the deck does have Grief, Thoughtseize, and Dark Ritual. You could even turn 1 Dark Ritual, Thoughtseize, Reanimate, Entomb. Get the party going that way. And all the different modalities therein. They could also, like Force of Will, to stuff a turn 1 reanimation attempt, and then you play Delver and pick them apart now that they've thrown 2 cards out of their hand. It's just 2 different plans at the different extremes of the format. Delver is a deck you want to play to the board against. You don't want Force of Will. You don't really want to 2-for-1 yourself. Reanimator, you would 3 or 4-for-1 yourself if you had to keep Grizzlebrand out of play. And these just pull the opponent in different directions. And the medium range, mid-range stuff, it's castable off of 2 lands and a Dark Ritual. You could just get Sheoldred into play without going super busted in any direction. Graveyard Hate matters because it stops the reanimation stuff, but it doesn't matter because you can just cast Grief and Sheoldred. There's no Murktide Regent or Dragon's Rage Channeler competing for the graveyard resources. I think that's smart. It would have been really easy to just shove Murktide Regent into this deck. But pulling the opponent into a graveyard hate direction with the Reanimator stuff, and then this other 2/3 of the deck don't care about that at all. Pretty cool. We even have Wastelands for Karakas if you need to spend some time setting up a Grizzlebrand that's going to stick. I love the different moving parts here. There's not much more to say about this. The deck is called Delvereanimator, and it has Delver and it has Reanimator. And that's what we're doing. King of the Depths, this is your blue-black Delvereanimator deck. Let's check it out. I'm on the draw in round 1, which is a shame because his hand is a heater. I have a Grief that can pitch Thoughtseize, or I could just cast Thoughtseize. I probably pitch Thoughtseize though. And then I have Entomb, Reanimate over a turn cycle. Ice Cold to Wasteland unless I draw a land, and I'm definitely keeping this hand. I have Discard and Counterspell into Reanimate, just old-fashioned blue-black Reanimator. Uh-oh, are we getting White Stomped? Another Lotus Petal. Oh no, this is 8 cast, sure. Hot cast. Yeah, I'm not going to fight over that. That was a 2-for-2 because it costs Lotus Petal to get off the ground. Revealed Grief at random off the Urza's Bauble. You know what's coming. I'm looking your way. Best card on the deck is Dark Ritual. Okay, I'll take a land though. I'm going to play the Polluted Delta, and I am going to Grief my opponent. pitching the Thoughtseize as previously advertised. Let's have a peek. Force of Will, Chalice, Force of Will. Jeez. Okay, I can see why this keep was kept. I can take Thought Monitor. How am I beating Chalice of the Void here? I could just reanimate Grief right now, force the Force, and get in under Chalice. That's not great, but I could reanimate Thought Monitor, and then I draw 2 cards. That cost me so much life, though. Oh, if I force through the Grief now, I take the Chalice, and they're just on Lotus Petal, Ancient Tomb to play the game with. All right, yeah, I think this is now the plan. God, that hand's good. And I'm going to reanimate Grief. We'll see if they just ignore it and don't force here. That would be a pretty powerful play. May lose Chalice either way. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take the Chalice and let you hang out on your Force of Will. You got 2 forces over there. Let's go. Facing down a Menace creature with Ancient Tomb as your only real mana source. Mishra's Bauble getting a second look here. Sure, not mad about it. I'm going to cast it. And a Thoughtseize. Okay, this is great. I'm not going to shuffle. I'm going to play my land. I'm going to attack for 3. And I'm going to play Delver that I know is going to flip next turn because I put Thoughtseize on top. The next turn I can cast Thoughtseize. When I'm on the draw, or I guess the play too, when I'm up against a Ancient Tomb Stompy deck with a Delver deck, all I want to do is be attacking for 3. Oh, give me something to daze. Yeah. And I know they have the Force, but getting the 2-for-1 off the daze is pretty nice. Okay, gonna work. Here's Sigh. Unless the last card in their hand is an artifact, and of course it is. Okay. I no longer want Thoughtseize, so I'm gonna reveal Thoughtseize to Delver, and then Entomb in my upkeep. Delver flipped, and then I'm gonna Entomb to shuffle. I could put the Deep Analysis in the graveyard just to keep gas running, or I could put the Archon there, or Grizzlebrand there, in case I high roll into a hit. There's really only 3 hits in the left in the deck. It's the 3 reanimates. I think I want Deep Analysis to keep the goods flowing here. And I will... If I attack with both my creatures, I could lose Grief, trade it for a Thopter. If I attack with Delver, they have to chump block. There is no trade available. Do I want to trade? Are they going to start drawing cards? I guess is the concern. If they trade with Grief, I get to keep the beats going with Delver. Yep, that's what we signed up for. And damage is done. I am shields down, but they are hellbent. Oh, so I can pick up the Shadow Spear at the cost of 2 life, but that pays for itself right away. They're attacking for 2 a turn. I'm attacking for 1 a turn. Jesus. Well, there I am, immediately punished by the Reanimate. I could Deep Analysis here, which does a bunch of damage to me. Or I could just Grief and get back into the race. It would cost me 7 life to Deep Analysis and Grief here. It's not time to go for after Thought Monitor, I don't think. It cost me 7 life to draw 2 cards. Reanimating Thought Monitor is hilariously almost the same as flashing back Deep Analysis and reanimating Grief. All in 1 card. Efficiency, above all. Alright, let's race. I'm going after the Grief. What do you got over there? Another Ancient Tomb. Okay. I wish that was Archon of Cruelty. What I don't want them to draw is 0-cost artifacts. Sacked Lotus Petal. What's going on? Is this Emery? It is Emery, sure. That's a 0-cost artifact next turn. Or a 1 or more cost artifact. It's artifacts next turn. That's what I'm trying to say here. I can't Mystic Sanctuary yet. If I attack with both creatures, they have to double block and they lose Emery. I think that's fine, because Emery's about to take over this game with casting artifacts out of the graveyard anyway. That sucks, but at least Menace makes this not a free lunch. Move Emery to the front. You take 1. Down to 3. And Deep Analysis puts me to 6. Let's actually do this map now. Deep Analysis, I go to 6. They attack me to 4. They go to 5. I attack them to 2. They attack me to 2. They go to 4. And then I lose. if I don't attack, or if I don't deep analysis, they're on a 3-turn clock because I'm functionally attacking for 1, and I'm on a 5-turn clock because they're actually attacking for 2. Okay. I'm going to fire off this Wasteland and then pass. I'm not going to deep analysis. You know they're holding another Ancient Tomb. The 0-cost artifacts are bad for me. They can get a blocker and flip the race. Here it comes. Holding Tarn. Bummer. That turns on Mystic Sanctuary. Fetching twice does things to me, though. Puts me to 3. Are any of these spells better than the race that I currently have established? We just put Ponder on top of the deck, go to 3, try to get something going. A Reanimate is the thing I'd want to get going. I'm going to try to draw a blue card and protect myself here. Drew a blue card. This is it. I'll put you to 1. You can go up to 3. Can't tap Ancient Tomb. If they cast an artifact... Oh, wow. Yeah, if they come up with an artifact to get Psy through twice and have a chump blocker in between, they win that game. Scrappy, crazy magic. Urkel's Recall and Energy Flux are in the sideboard. That's good stuff. I also like Plague Engineer on Opter or Servo as necessary. Opposition Agent, not great. Rock, not great. Fatal Push. There are creatures in this deck I care about. Brazen Borrower clears Chalice of the Void. Snuff Out does hit Psy and Emery. There's a lot of reasonable things in this deck. Deep Analysis is coming out. I don't think Daze is very good against the Lotus Petal Ancient Tomb deck. I could try to slow down and shave some Dark Rituals against the Chalice of the Void deck. Thoughtseize Reanimate. This is a kind of a big pivot, but I like what's going on here. Sarah's Emissary on creature. They would have to bounce Sarah's Emissary with Ottawara or Brazen Borrower. Is Emissary better than Archon or Grizzlebrand here? Probably is. I think it's probably better than Archon. And Grizzlebrand just does Grizzlebrand shit. It also like just goes completely insane with Sheoldred if I ever get both. Okay, this is what I got. Okay, this hand is medium soft to Chalice, but I can Brazen Borrow, untap Dark Ritual Sheoldred. I'm gonna keep. And this hand is just great if they don't have Chalice. Shadow Spear, cool. Lotus Petal, there's more. We have Emery. There she is. No interaction from me. Milled, Thought Monitor, and no other artifacts. This is awkward because I would like to Thoughtseize them and check for Chalice, but because of Emery, that doesn't even remove Chalice. I'm just going to play Delver. In the beats. Please Force of Will this. Nope, didn't fall for it. Targeting Lotus Petal and Thought Casting. Deal. That's another turn without Chalice in play. I get to draw for Bauble. Delver flips Revealing Ponder. You love to see it. Now I have additional options here. I can Ponder and then maybe Thoughtseize. I can just Dark Ritual out Sheoldred. I could hold up Brazen Borrower. I think I want to start with Ponder, because this Sheoldred really is kind of my whole plan. I'll keep the Brainstorm, shuffle the library, and then I'm going to Thoughtseize them. Check the ground for Force of Wills here. You have 2 of them. I'm going to take Psy. You're going to force me. I'm not going to let you have any creatures in between. I'm going to get into another naturally drawn Shadow Spear race. Maybe I should have kept the Reanimate for when they counter Sheoldred. I thought of that just a little too late. I am a Wasteland deck. And here come the redraws. Soul Guide Lantern. Bummer. Oh, glad I didn't keep the Reanimate. Is it a Wasteland? That's the card I'm most interested in finding here. Oh, Grizzlebrand. Not interested. Brainstorm. Please force this. Force it. Didn't force it. They put back Grizzlebrand and Dark Ritual. The Sheoldred is happening on the slow now anyway. I could Brazen Borrow the Emery right now. And then just tangle with the Saga stuff. I don't really like what Emery's doing to this game. Gonna Petty Theft Emery. And she's back in the hand. Petty Theft. Brazen Borrower on an adventure. And they'll need another mana source. There it is. I was gonna say they need another mana source to deploy Emery and still activate her as a Saga, but no problem. They had it. Found Kappa Cannoneer off that one. There's Wasteland right on time. I'm going to attack with my 3-power creature. I'm going to play Wasteland and waste the Saga. At least they don't get 2 here. This Shadow Spear is going to obliterate me. What do I do about that? I could brainstorm into Snuff Out before it's too late. We know they have Force of Will. They're targeting Thought Monitor right now with Emery. My plan was to deploy Brazen Borrower, but that's not gonna be good enough here. I'll brainstorm in response to this activation. Second Brazen Borrower, I actually like that a lot. Put back Plague Engineer and Ponder. Okay. Go ahead, cast your spell. That resolves. I'm gonna bounce the Construct right now. That's the creature that can attack and really mess up this race for me. Construct is gone. Holding on to these Force of Wills. That is intelligent. Frustratingly intelligent, in fact. 1, 2, 3, 4. They could have equipped Shadow Spear without taking any damage and just didn't, which has me concerned. I can Mystic Sanctuary right now and see if they want to use Shadow Spear, because I don't even care that much. Mystic Sanctuary, target Thoughtseize. We'll put that on top, and then Brainstorm. Grizzlebrand. Don't like seeing you. Gotta look at this hand, start working through the Force of Wills. Petty Thefting my Delver in response, okay. And it's 3 Force of Wills, fair enough. We're not working through the Force of Wills. Grief and Grizzlebrand. I don't hate Grief. I do hate that Delver isn't gonna flip. I'm just shuffling this. I ended up with Grief anyway. Cool. We have a bit of a Brazen Borrower battle here. The lifelink is going to eat me up for a while. Emery remains a problem. Yeah, with Kappas and Thought Monitors in the graveyard, we're definitely not winning this game. I had my early window to try to punch through, but they just had multiple counter spells at all points. And now we're way behind. I do have Energy Flux in my deck. If I draw it and evoke Grief, strip Force of Will, and then cast Energy Flux, that could still win this game. We're doing the beatdown thing with Shadow Spear. Yeah, with Kappa in play, they can just pay for Kappa under Energy Flux, and that doesn't even matter. Okay, Kappa Cannoneer backed by Force of Will. Stuff. Force of Will entered the revealed card zone. That is not that helpful here. I'll hardcast Grief and take them down to 1 Force of Will in hand. They're choosing to cast the Force of Will. All right, don't want me to have the creature. It is attacking somewhere I want to be. They can suit up the Kappa. Yeah, whatever. Let's pretend that there's still a route to victory here. Emery's targeting Thought Monitor. I'll play out this turn cycle, see if I rip Hurkyl's Recall or something that can actually stabilize. But we might also just be dead on board if they can get enough cards together. Because Kappa is growing. This is 10 damage. They just need 2 more artifacts. 1 more artifact. Bashing with Kappa. Rather than put me to 1, they're leaving back multiple blockers. I think that's reasonable. They're bobbling me twice. They saw the Force of Will again off the hand bobble. Give me a Hurkyl's Recall. Over. Alright, we're dead. GG. That was a lot of Force of Wills. Let's get one on the play here. I do have some graveyard hate. I just don't really like having graveyard hate. I don't think that's a good answer to Emery. I could bring in Fatal Push, because that was an Emery game. Emery did most of the work throughout that entire thing. Yeah, I'm going to shave a Dark Ritual and bring in Fatal Push. No lander, going to send this one. Okay. I'll keep this and put... I think I just bought him the Entomb and let it rip on Delver Beats. I would like to Thoughtseize first, though, which might be cowardice, but I don't really have a plan for Chalice of the Void. Sigh and a bunch of shitty artifacts. I'm going to take the Sigh. That card beats Delver pretty good. Yeah, they had turn 1 Sigh with multiple Opters. It's good stuff. Mishra's Bauble, Urza's Bauble, both activated. They saw the Delver. I would love to draw a second land and cast double Delver this turn. And they floated the Ancient Tomb out here for me. Wasteland, Ancient Tomb. I am going after that. And play Delver. Let's go. They're reloaded with 6 cards in hand. Any of them got there randomly. Spellbomb is fine, I guess. Still no Emery. That's the card I was worried about. Delver revealed Brazen Borrower. Not what I wanted. Attack with Delver. Now I can Brainstorm, try to hit a land and double spell, or just play the other Delver and use Brainstorm to try to flip the first one. I'm gonna go big here. Brainstorm. Too easy. Okay. Brazen Borrower, I'm gonna want eventually. I can't set up the Delver here. I can put back Entomb, or I could put back Grief. Yeah, I'm pretty far away from Grief. I'm going to put back Grief and a land and play the other Delver. Now, even if they Spellbomb, it only takes some of the pressure off, and I don't think they would Spellbomb this early against a deck that they know has Reanimation in it. Ugh. Yeah, especially with that going on. Versus Saga. Bummer. Getting bad, team. First Delver reveals Urkel's Recall. Yes, I'll reveal that card, please. Yes, yes, draw. I'm gonna fire it. This is probably getting forced, but putting it on the stack. Let's go. Force pitching Hull Breacher. Oh, Hull Breacher's in your deck. That's disrespectful. And I am going to attack. This Thought Monitor is a creature on the board. It's an artifact on the board. It affects the size of the constructs. It's a problem. I have a land. I'm going to attack, and I can Brazen Borrow the construct. They'll probably get Shadow Spear and try to race me. They're not cracking their bauble. They're just going for size here. Let this resolve. And I don't think they're going to get Pithing Needle, but I'm still going to fetch. They did get Shadow Spear. Yeah, I was going to say the best thing that can happen for me now is if they Ancient Tomb and try to equip. And then the second part of this plan is then they also don't have an answer to Petty Theft. Resolves. No! Force blue card. Shit. Yep. This opponent has been highly skilled at having Force of Will and blue card in their hand at all points in the game. In multiples as well. I don't know that I have outs anymore. Because I can't reanimate from 7. All my creatures are bigger than that. I'm just going to Entomb, because it's not helping me in my hand. I could Entomb the... I boarded out the Deep Analysis. Link Engineer doesn't really help me. I will Entomb it, though. It's a creature I can reanimate for non-irrelevant game text. But they have Aether Spellbomb, so all game text is irrelevant. Alright, GG. Yeah, it took 2 Force of Wills in the 2 games they won, but they did in fact have them. GG's. On to the next round. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and every other format you'll see on this channel. They have multiple customizations so you can view your deck how you want. Text view, stacks, grid, custom grouping by type, subtype, color, light mode, dark mode. However you want to see your deck, they can provide it for you. My favorite feature is you can choose your set printing, make the deck look exactly how you want it to. The deck screen features expandable sections that show you what tokens your deck makes, your recent change history to the deck, stats about mana curve and opening hand distribution, mana cost distribution. You can deal out sample hands and even play test the deck. Island Ponder. You know I'm keeping this one. This site has everything. Follow me on Moxfield.com to keep up with decks I'm playing for the channel and what I'm up to in paper. I'll see you there. On the play in round 2 with a really honest looking Delver hand. I'm going to keep it. Here is my Delver. And then it's your turn. Once upon a time. In Vintage, I would probably Force of Will this, but Legacy has slightly different rules of engagement. Raucous. Okay. Like some green-white is what we got here. Oh, it's Elves. Even better. Gonna need the Reanimate half of the deck. Win this one, I think. Delver flips Revealing Ponder. I always get questions about brainstorming to flip your Delver, and there's I think we can always use Brainstorm better than that, unless it's like a really balls to the wall kind of matchup. And there's a large number of hits in the deck anyway, and we just identified we probably need the Reanimator half of the deck to win here. All right, there's a start. I'm going to get rid of these Force of Wills because they just don't matter anymore. And then I'm going to ponder. Come on, Reanimate. Let's do the thing. Oh, yep. Even multiple Reanimates, which means I can grief my opponent and still Entomb Reanimate next turn. I think I should grief now if I'm going to do it. That gives them one unknown draw step to find an Endurance, but they're also a combo deck. Let's beat up on it. Make sure we don't get comboed. Zenith, Natural Order, Wirewood Symbiote, Elvish Mystic. We can Zenith for 1, and I can't take them off Zenith anyway. Karakas is in their hand, so I have to get Archon next turn. Can I stop them from double spelling? No, they only get 1 spell no matter what because of this Karakas. I think I just take Natural Order and make sure I don't get cheesed out over the top. Okay. Send it. Shepherd's doing the 1. Mystic, they're investing in the future. Better Green Sun Zeniths starting next turn. Let's try not to give them a great next turn. And they're going to get a next turn. I can't kill them. That's not what my deck does. But that was a good ponder last turn. Entomb. Archon of Cruelty. Reanimate. Archon of Cruelty. How do you feel about Cruelty? It's in play. Sack the Allosaurus Shepherd because that doesn't help them dig out of this, but then that unlocks my days. And I also get to ponder here. I drew a land. Force of Will. Yep. Notch off the library. Okay, so they are dead on board, and I have Force Blue card in my hand. And they just sack their Allosaurus Shepherd. Let's do it. Nice. Okay, the Reanimator part showed up strong. Sarah's Emissary on creature is pretty good in this matchup, I dare say. Plague Engineer, Opposition Agent, Snuff Out, Fatal Push. These are all pretty good here. I don't think I like Allosaurus or Brazen Borrower. That's kind of clunky to deal with Allosaurus Shepherd. We've seen Karakas, which makes Grizzlebrand less enticing. Makes Shieldred less enticing too, but at least she's castable. They're going to be loaded up on Endurances post-board. Speed does matter in this matchup, especially if I'm bringing in the Plague Engineer and Opposition Agent, Dark Rituals, Extra Gas. And maybe Shieldred is kind of medium here. I don't know that I should play totally crazy around Karakas. Daze generally isn't great against elves. They have both Allosaurus Shepherd and lots of mana, both of which are hindrances to that plan. Deep Analysis. There's not going to be time for that. Okay. I like where this ended up. Let's do it. Bummer. The old triple Delver. No blue source. Send it. Okay. Entomb Reanimate with Force backup. Snap Keep. And even Snuff Out in between. Free spells. Busted. Yeah, this is kind of fucked up because I can Snuff Out a Shepherd if they think they're going to have an uncounterable Endurance. And I can wait till Endurance is on the stack to do that. Yeah, just gonna pass here. Got you with the Entomb Reanimate backed by multiple free spells. If they choke here, I have to force it. That's not even a card a lot of Elves decks play anymore. Probably should have fetched because they do play Opposition Agent. They're tapping mana on their main phase, so it's probably fine. Fiend Artisan. You got it. I don't plan on the game taking that long. If Bright Arbor taps them out of crop rotation by attacking, just checking boxes here in the end step. And I am going to get Archon. I think that's better than Emissary this early in the game. Archon of Cruelty. I can even snuff out the Dryad Arbor, so Archon kills Fiend Artisan. Okay. Animate Archon of Cruelty. Do you have the Endurance? I'm ready. Just asking. It's in play, and I'm going to snuff out Dryad Arbor in response to its trigger and take out the Fiend Artisan. Put you on nothing. Pass the turn with you on nothing and me with Force of Will in my hand. All right, yeah, they're just done. Reanimation half of the deck coming in strong. Let's go.
You come here to level up at Magic. To level up as a software engineer, check out the new YouTube series Dev Better, hosted by the founder of 7 Factor Software and Magic player, Jeremy Duvall. 7 Factor's small teams of high-performing engineers build custom mobile apps, APIs, and highly scalable systems for Fortune 500 companies and ambitious startups with great ideas. If you'd like to hire 7 Factor, or maybe join their team, contact them through their website at 7factor.io. And don't forget to subscribe to 7 Factor's YouTube for every episode of Dev Better.
On the play for round 3, I have another respectable Delver Days hand, and I have Entomb just in case. These hands are weird, but there's a lot of potential in them. Very excited about Delver Days Wasteland. Surprise Entomb in the mid game. Opponent kept 7. They said they're a fan of the channel. We'll see if that's still true after this. Ooh, it's the mirror match. Swamp. It's not the mirror match. Thoughtseize, huh? Should probably daze this. Yeah. I don't want them to take my Entomb. That's probably the play here. Would have been sick if I just didn't have Entomb and they had to discard Deep Analysis and let me draw 2 cards. Filthy stuff. Well, Delver flipped revealing Entomb, so ended up with that one anyway. The jig is up. I should probably Entomb before. Well, I don't know what kind of black deck they are yet. If they're a Stompy deck that could Opposition Agent, I just won't cast Entomb. If they are their own Reanimator deck, I definitely don't want to put Grizzlebrand in the graveyard. Oh. We're getting shieldreded. We're just getting Entombed right back. Spider-Man meme. Yep, we're just getting Grizzled. Oh, you saw the Entomb. And you cast Exhume anyway. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go! Archon of Cruelty come into play. Trigger, trigger, trigger. Nice. Okay, so you're saying there's a chance. Grizzlebrand will end up back in the graveyard anyway, but they'll be at 6 life, which is not enough to reanimate. They will need more fast mana and another reanimation spell, then just to have Grizzlebrand in play, which Archon still punches through. And Delver's here, soaking up their Archon trigger. Okay, this got weird, and I'm here for it. They do have a Dark Ritual. Has to be Animate Dead. Exhume's fine now, because I don't have any more creatures. Okay, I'm getting griefed. Sure. I'm out of interaction. What's good is good here. Yeah, I actually beat Archon straight up. They need multiple things here. Because I just sack Delver, they go to 9, then I attack them for 9 with my Archon. Yeah, they need multiple things, or you get a creature into play to sacrifice. I should have discarded Deep Analysis. What am I even doing here? Knee-jerked on the Wasteland. If they reanimate their grief, they have a creature to sack to Archon. Oh, Reanimator, but not for me. That was fucking weird. Okay, Surgical Extraction's coming in. Opposition Agent's coming in. Don't think I want to go full Turok mid-range. I need all my counter spells. Shouldred seems great. Grief? Suspicious. Like, if they're mono black, do I really care what's in their hand? Probably not on the draw. And griefing and puts grief in my graveyard where they can just reanimate it. No thanks. Grizzlebrand and Archon. Do I need both of those? I think I want all my blue cards for Force of Will. I do want my Dark Rituals. Wasteland can probably come out. I just need one more slot here, and I'm not really going to be wasting them. Uh-oh. I am in danger to the Thoughtseize Reanimate plan. I do have Force Blue card and Surgical, though. I'm going to keep. I don't like this double Dark Ritual. It does get me most of the way to casting Archon, though. Or at least part of the way. Come on, Opposition Agent off the top. Oppo Agent. Oppo Agent. Oh. I'm going to play my Scalding Tarn and pass. If they fetch, I'll fetch. We're playing chicken with our fetch lands. Okay, now it doesn't matter if I fetch or not because they have mana to Dark Ritual. Faithless Looting, go ahead. I have the Surgical. If I draw a 3rd Dark Ritual, I can cast Archon this turn. Which is totally the plan when we registered this deck. Started Lotus Petal and Wear Tear. Sure. Still not going to fetch into Oppo Agent. I can fetch now. I have multiple Dazes I can fight over Oppo with. And they just didn't have one anyway. Now I can hardcast Daze and pitch with Force and Surgical Extraction. But they're sculpting a hand over there that is lots of spells. Because they didn't discard a monster. Silence. Wild. I'm gonna respect that by casting Force of Will on it. That could have just been Thoughtseize. I don't know. Like, I don't know if this hand's going anywhere else from here. But, okay. They weren't lying. Silence. Wow. CEDH staple. Oh, Villas. Okay. I'm gonna cast my Daze. Or Daze could hit Faithless Looting on the flashback next turn. Is Surgical or Daze better in my hand? I guess is the question, because I can do either. I can actually do both. I think Surgical is probably better. I'm going to cast Daze. Then I can still Surgical if they like pitch Spirit Guide or something. Cool. Dark Ritual to cast Archon. Wasteland. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can Wasteland them off red so they can't Faithless Looting, or I can wait for one more mana to cast Archon. I'm going to Wasteland. Take you off the Badlands. Animate Dead. I'm going to pay the iron price on Surgical. Your hand is Faithless Looting and Grizzlebrand. Good thing I took them off red. There's another Silence in the deck, a bunch of Wear Tears. I have no targets for that, but they don't know that. Some Griefs, Fairy Macabres. Gotta watch out for those. Okay. Faithless Looting, Grizzlebrand in hand. Okay, we're once again 1 mana away from casting Archon. Archon does put Grizzlebrand in their graveyard for them, which is a consideration I have to at least think about. Currently no creatures in the graveyard. Reanimate spells don't work. Okay. This is the world we signed up for. Oh, I know what I can do. I can get Mystic Sanctuary, put Surgical Extraction on top of my deck, and then I just don't even care. Surgical on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Archon you. Draw Surgical Extraction. Pretty good. Sick line. Discarded Chancellor. Right, the hand is still Grizzlebrand looting. And I don't care about Chancellor. You can start looting now. Now if they loot away the Grizzlebrand and draw Exhume, they get a creature into play, but the creature will be Chancellor, and I don't care about that one. I can just attack and it dies. Thought seizing me. I think it's worth taking Grizzlebrand out of their graveyard. Yeah, definitely. That has future value, and even though they're hellbent now, let's get these Grizzlebrands out. Now, even if they draw an Animate, I don't care, because I can just beat Chancellor. Yeah, opponent agrees. Conceded the game. That was pretty sweet. The Reanimator mirror, kind of. Let's keep rolling. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. On the draw for round 4, cannot keep this hand that doesn't do anything. This hand is fine. I'm going to keep it and send one of the Dazes to the bottom. Entomb's exciting, Shouldred's exciting. But backed up by Force of Will. Let's go. Oh no, we're going to need this Force of Will. From Mox, what color card is being pitched? Are we black, red, or white? Oh, blue. That wasn't even on my radar. My opponent has Hull Breacher in their hand. Still going to cast Ponder. I can daze the Hull Breacher. It's fine. Oh my god, Hull Breacher. What? What? Uh-oh. Talk shit. Get hit. They had Force pitching Force. Fair enough. My opponent gets a Treacher. I don't get to draw a card here. I could just put Delver on top and draw into it, cast it next turn, and try to race. Okay, enjoy your treasure. Fuck. Let's see if my day is getting undone immediately. Day's Undoing went into the graveyard off of Emery. And no other cards here that I care about in the graveyard currently. And opponent is all in. Here is my Delver of Secrets. And I'll pass the turn. We'll probably... Oh, I thought Emery was going to attack. There's no artifact in the graveyard for it to recur. Why isn't it sideways? Lotus Petal. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They can cast Echo if they find one. I'm going to reveal Ponder, and I have a choice now to shuffle away the Ponder so I don't draw it, or draw it so it's my blue card for Force, and I think having a blue card for Force in this spot is more important. And I will bash for 3. The old Ancient Tomb versus Delver matchup, the classic fight. Right now, Emery remembered she can attack. Power and toughness on that card. It's true. It exists. And I'm going to Entomb now. And I'm going to put Archon into my graveyard. That at least kills a creature. They're both just big idiots that gain life, but Archon kills one of these things when it comes in. Okay, I can cast Shouldered with my next land. We're kind of squeezing from the front and the back here. Shouldered is a nice counter to the Hull Breacher wheel deck, if I can get her in. Any land and Dark Ritual are all good draws here. Okie. Let's do it, team. How about a Shouldered the Apocalypse? What do you think? Did this race just come into my favor? Back with Delver. Here is fully the other half of the deck. We've had a couple Delvers happening. We have Archon looming in the graveyard. This is the first appearance of Shouldered in the mid-range position, and I like it. Another Hull Breacher. That doesn't change the clock, does it? They could attack me to 1, and then I can't Force of Will, but I don't need to Force of Will. They could just double block Shouldered, but I wouldn't attack with Shouldered. Okay. Go ahead. Uh-oh. Oh, now I'm dead? You just had 2 Hull Breachers? Fuck. I'm dead for Xaxes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, it's not Xaxes. It's plenty. Right, maybe they won't do the math and realize I'm at 4. Yeah, I'm dead for Xaxes. What a tilt. There's so many cards in their deck that are bad right now. And they drew those ones instead. Missing that attack with Emery didn't even matter. I wish I was at 5 right now. Okay, fine. That was a scrappy one, no doubt about it. Hull Breacher's cool. I like Snuff Out a lot. Or Hull Breacher, Brazen Borrower, I think is cool. Snuff Out, taking out Hull Breachers at 0 mana is a big deal. Probably a Saga deck if they have Emery. Should have taken a closer look at what was milled off the Emery. I don't think I want Opposition Agent. There's Emissary, kind of whatever. I expect them to have bounce spells, Brazen Borrower, and Ottawar at least. A's seems kind of medium. I want some number to keep my opponent honest, but not an enormous number. And then Dark Ritual also seems mid. Bring in the Snuff Outs and Fatal Push. Do I want Hurkyl's Recall, Energy Flux, and or Brazen Borrower? If so, where do they go? I don't think I do. Just gonna go like this. Wait, Deep Analysis, become a Brazen Borrower real quick. Deep Analysis is not a card I want in my deck against the Hull Breachers. This hand is not a keepable one. I'm gonna mulligan it. It just doesn't do anything. Alright, this one's fine. Keep Bottom of Daze. Both of the Dazes I left in my deck were in my opener. Oh, Gemstone Cavern. That is indeed lucky. And they pitched Emery. I am not brave enough to just snap off Wasteland on that thing. Okay, Reanimate is pretty good. Thief is whatever. Delver's good. If I want Delver to flip, I have to stack it so I draw Reanimate last. Okay, story checks out. I am not going to shuffle. Unlicensed Hearse. Okay. Reanimate just got pretty bad. But good thing my deck has 2 plans. I can avoid that or ignore that for a while. Play Delver. And I'm going to waste Ancient Tomb. Hope that slows them down enough. If they just like play Saga here, I'm going to be disappointed. The Hearse is getting hungry. Ottawara as your land. Happy to see that. I'll daze this Emery all day, every day. Okay, Emery's gone. I still have Force. I'm about to flip Delver, and I can grief them, because Reanimate's not going to do any better than that. Flip Delver, revealing Reanimate. Play Underground Sea. Grief you, pitching Reanimate. Let's have a peek. 2 Narsets and Force of Negation. I'll take one of the Narsets, I guess. And do I cast Ponder here, or do I just chill on my Force Blue card? I think I chill on my Force Blue card. Just start missing land drops and die. That's what I want from you right now. So that's my humble request. Okay. I was hoping they would take the 3 there and just maximum punish. Take 3 and then get Narset countered. Snuff out. That does address future Hull Breacher concerns. I'm just going to keep attacking here. First keeps eating. Okay, they're playing way around days at this point, which is not the spell that I have. I am going to force Narset. It's both a combo piece and a draw engine. Leaving them just force a negation in hand is fine. Bring the beats. Watery Grave. Neat. I will put that into play tapped after I attack. Starting to eat their own graveyard, which is what you do when your hearse is just laying around and you don't really do graveyard stuff. I mean, they do graveyard stuff insofar as Emery and Echo of Eons, but none of that stuff is affected by an unlicensed hearse. Okay, I'm going to attack for 3. And I'm going to cast Brainstorm on their upkeep. Their hand is Force of Negation, which they could just hardcast now. And if they are going to hardcast, I wanted them to spend their own mana to do it. Yep. Figured as much. You're not doing anything else. I'll get you tapped low on your own turn. Now, Force of Negation can't protect a Hull Breacher if they draw one. They did have the 6 mana to do both. Archon of Cruelty. Just what you want to see in your hand. Now I just need 3 Dark Rituals to cast it with. When it's at 3. Let's go. Delver game. Coast to coast with big Delvies. We get a game 3 here. Okay, we've now seen confirmed Graveyard Hate. Energy Flux is not nothing. That card is pretty good. I don't know if it's better than Hurkyl's Recall, but I am going to switch another Dark Ritual out for it. If we get into a slow, grindy game like that again. Maybe I should have Plague Engineer in case they go Psy on me. Okay, my hand is hyper disruptive. Only 1 land, but I'm in. Ancient Tomb. Are you a Chalice of the Void deck after all? Okay. Just turboing out Hull Breachers again. Playing around days. Oh, this is not Hull Breachers, it's Karn. Oh, it's Urza. Jeez, that's a scary one. I hope this Forcible works, because if I can reanimate Urza, I'm just going to do a lap around the entire Earth in celebration. Do I want Brainstorm or Delver? I think I want Delver. If I end up with just one of these. Oh my god. It's happening. No! No! Alright, fine. I guess I'm casting Delver instead. I could Thoughtseize this last card out of their hand. See where we are. Yeah, let's just put you Hellbent and see what's going on around here. Scything Needle, alright. Barely mattered, but at least it wasn't a land. That's freaking Tormod script. Saved me a lot of running, but it's still annoying. Ooh, Entomb Reanimate. I have my Entomb now. Alright, I'm gonna clear the Tormod script, going after the Urza. Oh, they didn't do it. Did they not know, or just not care? No respect? Alright, I'll cast Delver off of your Urza. Fascinating. Okay, there's a Tormod script in play, uncracked. Did they think that was bait? I don't know. Alright, I'll see you in like 2 or 3 years after I run around the Earth. Yeah, I don't know what happened with the Tormod script. Maybe that was just a brain fart of didn't realize they could target their own graveyard or what, or just thought they could beat Urza and needed to save this for Grizzlebrand. I don't know. But there we go. The hits keep on coming. For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. I'm on the draw for the last round. I'm going to keep my hand. It's kind of anemic, but it does have Delver Wasteland, which is a plan. Oh, what? And it also can Dark Ritual if I find Reanimate. And also cast Sholdred. There's no basics in the deck. I'm just going to fetch and see if they want to get into a Wasteland fight here. My hand is flush with lands. That is not my limiting factor right now. Now I have to try to figure out what deck would keep Wasteland go. Okay. Oh, it's 8 mulch? Sure. Oh god. It is not 8 mulch. It's something way weirder. There's an Echo of Eons that just hit the graveyard. Oh, I'd like to make that card difficult to cast. Reef was revealed. I can grief pitching Entomb and just try to clear the way for Sholdred. See what's going on over here. Definitely casting Sholdred this turn. It's just if I want to grief first or not. I think I do. Okay. Pitch the Entomb. Have a peek. Uro, Echo, another Mulch, and a Winding Way. Maze of Ith, bummer. These are the same card, right? Reveal the top 4 cards, put all of the chosen card into your hand. You can pick Creature for Winding Way, but otherwise these are the same thing. Put all land cards revealed this way into your hand. Put all cards of the chosen type. Okay, yeah, I'll take the Winding Way. Then Brief Dies, Underground Sea, Dark Ritual, Sholdred. And that turns off the draw 7, and this Wasteland's going to be pretty good against the Maze of Ith. It's just if they can assemble Dark Depths on me is what I'm worried about at this point. Got our first Shoulder trigger of the... No, it did trigger once when I lost immediately against 8-cast. Oh man, that was a good draw. Now that makes Uro playable card. Field of the Dead in the hand now. Here's the Maze. We'll be destroying that and bring in the Ruckus. Come on, Delver. Flip Revealing Days. Easy money. Gain some life. Wasteland. Take out the Maze. I can still cast Daze. We're bringing real pain now. They are dead on board. Uro gains 1 life. You draw a card. Lose 2 life for drawing a card. And then, does that change the clock? I don't think so. Checking for 7. You'd be at 9 and die in your upkeep. Crop rotation, huh? This is going to get Caracas, I think, and Daze doesn't stop it. Yep. Okay, that was a good draw. There's Field of the Dead. They should Caracas now so I don't gain 2 life. Figured it out. Delver, I need you to do this. You got to beat Uro. Zolo. Oh. I have Grief in my graveyard. You have no creatures in yours. Grief is not a legend, and it does attack pretty well. Play Misty Rainforest, and I'm going to reanimate Grief. Give me a peek. Okay. Green, blue, blue. If I take Uro, then they have to draw a green or blue source to escape it, and they're just dead if they don't. If I let them keep Uro, they get the 3 life in the card with the mana they have just guaranteed. I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. Uro's in the graveyard. The hand is Echo of Eon's Tropical Island. Oh, right. They need a second land source, mana source. They need to make 2 land drops to do this. They don't just need to draw one of the sources. They need to also deploy it somehow. Yeah, I don't know how that works. Might be time for a YOLO Echo of Eons, which I will hardcast Daze on. Just reduce their options as much as I can. Oh, Life from the Loam. Targeting Dark Depths, Maze of Ith, and Wasteland. That was a good draw too. They're really good at drawing cards. Now we're in trouble. Because Uro can come out next turn. Need to draw Wasteland. Damn. They're making a run out of this, and I don't appreciate it. Brainstorm. Figure something out here. Find a Wasteland. Make it easy. 2 Force of Wills. Sholdred's out of the mix at this point, and Thoughtseize would hit Echo of Eons and 3 lands. Yeah, I don't need Thoughtseize. I'm going to Force of Will Uro and then just attack them with Delver. That's the plan. I know all the cards in their hand. They can't even play Uro because they had to Maze of Ith last turn. Am I even worried about anything here? I guess Crop Rotation makes a monster, but I know their hand is Loam, Echo, and 2 lands. This looks like an emergency Echo out of the graveyard. I'll force it. I think that's game. Yeah, okay. All right. I was pretty sure I knew what was going on over there. Turns out I did. All right, crazy deck. I appreciate what they're doing because Uro's involved, but I don't appreciate it because it's crazy. We saw Crop Rotation and some fetch lands. I like Opposition Agent, Surgical Extraction. They have multiple graveyard engines between Uro, Loam, and Echo going on. Daze seems pretty heinous against this deck most of the time. Wasteland, one of my best cards. Sarah's Emissary naming land would be pretty spicy. They have the Caracas and ways to find it. I'm going to back off of Daze, and I think Dark Ritual is actually good here. The speed could matter a lot, but land decks historically don't really hold to like one Archon or one Grizzlebrand, so maybe that's not great. I think I can shave one Dark Ritual in case we get grindy. And a Deep Analysis just has not performed in this league. It's cool tech, but I don't think it belongs in the deck if you need space for like a real card. All right, I have a threat and a piece of disruption. There are certainly games where we just friggin' lose, depending on how they start off here. Yeah, that one sucks. Elvish Reclaimer, huh? I did not bring in my removal. Didn't see anything like that in game 1. I'm also currently enjoying... I have 5 colored mana sources in the deck, and I have 3 of them in my hand and 2 ways to fetch the other 2. This Brainstorm's gotta go to work. But I do like how wasteland resistant I am. Thespian Stage. I should have Brazen Bar in the deck at least. We literally saw the Dark Depths in game 1. Yeah, that was loose. Winding Way just picked up Forest, Snow-Covered Forest, and Field of the Dead. Delver, wake up. Take to the skies. And I need my Brainstorm to fix my hand. I'm not gonna do this for aggro. Grief is on top of my deck. Brainstorm. Wasteland. They have a lot of lands right now. I'm not gonna Wasteland. And I would have had to put back Surgical to guarantee Delver flipping, and that's not good use of that. There's Basic Forest. Sphere of Resistance. Alright, yeah, I am not in good shape against that card. I'm going to fetch Watery Grave here because it's all the same. Not using the mana anyway. And I do need a shuffle. Come on, Delver. Let's go. You're my only hope. Feeling Daze. Alright, I'll take it. I don't want Daze here, but I do want to attack my opponent. And I am just sitting this Wasteland in play because I don't want to die to Dark Depths. Exploration. I mean, that's bad, but okay. Nothing I can do about it. There's no covered forest and a second Thespian Stage. We know there's still a Field of the Dead with 1, 2, 3, 4 different land names in play. I kind of joked about it in sideboarding, but I'm feeling like I should have Emissary in my deck to name lands with. Oh god. Should have cast Daze. God damn it. I just flinched and let this thing resolve for no reason. I was talking about Emissary, or Sarah's Emissary. I could have just hard cast Daze on that and it would have been fine. Tight play, it's from tight people. That's what I promise here on this channel. And Sphere of Resistance is all spells, so Grief is not even close to on the table. Will be interesting if they want to keep attacking me, or if at some point they want to hold up Bajuka Bog or start flushing out their lands. Crop rotation resolves. I got nothing, man. Nothing at all. Flagstones, yep. They're doing the thing. It's happening. Taking a spin. Savannah. And here's the Reclaimer land. Is it Mazavith? Is it Dark Depths? Either way, they are in the Field of the Dead. I can Wasteland now to stop them from getting a zombie. Do I even think that's good or important? If I waste Thespian Stage, that sets them back from Dark Depths and they don't get a zombie. I'm in for that. And I'm going to Entomb for the Archon. All right, Reanimate off the top. Let's go. Shit. The race is on. Game would be a lot easier without 2 Sphere of Resistance in play. Come on, man. Fighting up. Life from the Loam targeting 2 Thespian Stages. I'm going to extract Thespian Stage here. Stuffing 2/3 of a Loam and getting the Depths combo out of their deck is pretty cool. Get a look at this deck. There's 2 total Elvish Reclaimers. Well, that one you drew is pretty good. You have your own Animate Deads? What the shit? Your own Reanimates? This is preposterous. Where did the Uro go? What's happening here? What is going on? This is your plan versus Reanimator, is to reanimate my thing? And it's gonna work. Oh no. Is this a Moto bug? Am I looking at my own deck? Oh my god. 2 Bajuka Bogs. Arrakis. Okay. Alright, well. There's that. Whatever we want to do with that information. Our hand is Trop and Mox Diamond. That gives them a bunch of zombies. I'm locked under Mazavith right now. Reclaimer did not attack. Probably for the best. There is Bajuka Bog in your deck, and activating Reclaimer gets you into Zombie Town. Yeah, Grief just isn't even going to attack anymore this game. Can't be done. Sacrifice Savannah instead of Flagstones. Are they out of planes? I'm going to fetch in the end step. I can have more fetch lands if I need a shuffle, and I don't want to draw this land. I want to draw Wasteland right now and continue attacking. All right, yeah, we've lost this game. I don't need to spend more time doing this. Okay. Crazy deck, crazy sideboard plan. I'm going to turn Grizzlebrand into Sarah's Emissary, and I do want the Brazen Borrowers. Is Hercule's Recall better than Brazen Borrower? Probably not. I get rid of Daze, then I get Brazen Borrowers. Just try to bash through the spheres. Fatal Push, Snuff Out. They have 2 Elvish Reclaimers. The Uros are out of the deck. Oh my god. I don't know how to plan for this. I'm just going to hit submit and hope that this is correct. Come on, Broken Hand. This is not broken, but I am going to keep it. It can play through Wasteland. I get to look at their hand. I have 2 pieces of Disruption. 3 if you count the Wasteland, which I do in this matchup. What do you got for me? Crop Rotation and 2 Winding Ways. I'm going to take the Crop Rotation. Yeah, Crop Rotation represents more Wastelands. They'll probably just crack off Wasteland on me here. What I would do. Oh. Reef. Okay. Gonna Ponder. Delver and some other shit. I kind of like this other shit, though. I'm gonna take the Delver. I'm also just insulated against Wasteland now. I can Delver plus Ponder next turn. We didn't know about Yavimaya. That's a new one. Do I want to let them start resolving Winding Ways? Or, yeah, it's too early to Wasteland. That's not what this is for. I'm unlikely to force on their turn because I don't care about Winding Way. Which means I can cast my Ponder safely. I'm going to Ponder first, though. Okay, we get it all. First blue card in my hand. Delver's going to flip. I could force this Winding Way, Thoughtseize the next one, and then leave them just sort of rotting. Ooh. This is aggressive, but I kind of like it. Knowing that I'm drawing Thoughtseize here, just try to take them out of the game before they play it. Thoughtseize you. Now there's a Winding Way over there at least. Get a look. Sphere of Resistance. Oh, there is a Thespian stage. I'm going to take the Winding Way. And I'm going to play Wasteland. And do I want to just waste the depths now? I'm going to do it eventually. Yeah, I'm going to waste the depths now. With Yavimaya, it's an actual mana source. Okay, we're in weirdo mode. Scrappy game. Let's hope Delver goes coast to coast here. Hope Sphere locks them out of some of their own action. Delver, you need to connect 5 more times. Drop another Sphere. Just lock me out. Oh, mulch. Reanimate Exploration. They found another Dark Depths. God damn it. There were 2 in the deck when we looked. Entomb. Does this help? It might. Okay. Can attack with Insectile Aberration. And I can Entomb in the end step, and then hope to untap and draw Reanimate. Entomb. What's happening? Oh, we're making Merit Lage in response. Okay. That just makes Archon better. Okay. Archon in the graveyard. Let's draw Reanimate and win the game. Reanimate. I can block for a turn. Oh, Bajuka Bog from hand, sure. I did bring in the Brazen Borrowers, so I'm not dead yet. I will block because I have to. I'm gonna fetch for any little percentage here. Brazen Borrower. Shit. Ponder. I'll pretend I have Submerge in my deck. Shuffle these cards that are not Submerge and draw a card that's also not Submerged. GG. Yeah, cool deck. The Turbo Mulch in general is pretty good against Delver, and decks with Crop Rotation are pretty good against Reanimator. That Weirdo Brew just kind of had the squeeze on our Weirdo Brew. Speaking of our Weirdo Brew, this was a lot of fun. We got to showcase all aspects of the deck. We had Delver games, we had Reanimator games, we had Shouldered games, and a lot of the times it fluctuated in between all of them. Dark Ritual, I think, is the most awkward card. I mean, Deep Analysis can go right out of the deck immediately. That one is not really doing its job. We didn't play a matchup that it's for, which is kind of grindy control decks. But you could probably live without that one. Dark Ritual, I like Dark Ritual actually a lot more afterboard when you have Opposition Agent, Plague Engineer, and maybe Turok. In the main deck, it's only good with hardcasting Sheoldred, hardcasting Grief, or going off turn 1. And the turn 1, you don't have that high density of things to go off with. And we did hardcast Archon of Cruelty. I don't know what I would do instead of Dark Ritual, or maybe you play 3 and not 4 and make room for another spell. Deep Analysis would probably be better off as just Preordain. Or you could main deck one of the Opposition Agents, free up a sideboard slot. You could main deck a Brazen Borrower, free up a sideboard slot. That's probably more reasonable than main deck Oppo. Yeah, that's what I did with this off of one game played. I was impressed. Normally when you shove decks together like this, it's like you're worse than Delver and worse than Reanimator. But this actually felt, because we have Sheoldred and Grief in the middle, it felt like we're bridging the gap in a meaningful way. And I'm into it. King of the Depths, thank you for your submission. Everyone else, thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the Patreon and all the other stuff that supports the channel in the video description. And I'll see you for the next one.